Hi everyone, this is Sarah from Sassy Reads, and today I am bringing you my book haul, and it's a large book haul, very large book haul. This book haul will probably be several videos, and it's going to basically be different genres. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 books in the fantasy genre that I have gotten since the month of August 2016 to now in June, which is not as much fantasy as I thought I'd acquire, but it's okay. So the first book I have is A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. I got this the moment I finished taking my first final. This book came out the second day of finals, and I was like, Sarah, all you gotta do is finish your finals and then you can reward yourself. And that's what I did. I went and I bought it. And oh my gosh, you guys, I have the exclusive Books A Million edition with fan art. Look at it, it's so beautiful, it's so gorgeous. Wait, there's more. See, it's so pretty. I love it. And the fan art isn't like how I picture the characters or anything, but I don't care. And I do plan on doing a trilogy wrap-up of the A Court of Thorns and Roses trilogy, because it's a collective unit, and so I have a lot of thoughts. This is actually my favorite of the trilogy. I know a lot of people love A Court of Mist and Fury the most, but for me it took me 2 months to read A Court of Mist and Fury, and I don't know if it's because I felt it dragged a lot and it could be very slow. This one dragged too, but I'm more into court politics and I really enjoy reading books that focus solely on war. And even though there wasn't a whole lot of war that occurred, like this book is mainly primarily war, I'm not going to lie, but a good chunk of it is politics and psychological warfare, which I'm cool with, and the scenes with the battles were very good. And you know, I read this in like 3 or 4 days, which is the quickest Sarah J. Maas book I have ever, the quickest I've ever read Sarah J. Maas books. So I definitely recommend this trilogy, and I will be filming that video soon. The next 2 books that I got are by Stephen King. I got The Gunslinger, which I have already talked about. I'll leave my video wrap-up that contains this book down below. I really enjoyed this one. I gave it 4.5 stars. This one follows Roland, who is the gunslinger, and he is traveling through, what is this world? I really don't even know what this world is called. I don't remember. It's been a couple months since I read this. I think I finished it in March, and he is tracking down the Man in Black, and yeah, it's pretty good. I'm actually excited to continue this, which of course I have the drawing of 3. I actually really love these editions because they're not the smaller paperbacks or the really chunky tall paperbacks, and they look very nice together. And yeah, and I'm excited to pick this one up because it continues literally right after, within a mere couple of hours after the gunslinger leaves off. So that's really good, because where the gunslinger left off, it was kind of a cliffhanger, but not really, because it was setting up this great mission that the gunslinger continues to go on. And so I'm really looking forward to checking that one out. I'm also interested in watching the movie, even though I know they're very different adaptations. I am very intrigued. The next 2 books I have are from a used bookstore that I go to quite often, not all the time, but every now and then. And it is where I discovered, I guess this is like my all-time favorite fantasy novel. It's so good. It is called Daughter of the Forest by Juliet Marillier. Actually, let me go grab my copy. It's like right here. So this is Daughter of the Forest by Juliet Marillier. I've talked about this one before on my channel, but if you have never heard of it before, it's an amazing story that follows Sorcha and her 6 brothers. She is the 7th child, and usually the 7th child in Ireland is born with magical gifts. And this tale follows her as her brothers are turned into swans by her stepmother, and she loses her voice and she has to save them by sewing a poisonous plant into shirts for each of the brothers. And it's so good. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. I have Son of Shadows over there, over there, in that white bookshelf. That's the black bookshelf. That's something else. But I have Son of Shadows, and now I have Child of the Prophecy, which is the third one in this series, as well as the fourth one, Heir of the Seven Waters. Now, these do not continue to follow Sorcha. The second book follows Sorcha and her love interest, who I'm not going to spoil because you want to like just go into it kind of like who is she going to be with, because oh my gosh, yes, I ship them so hard. But anyway, it follows their daughter. And then I don't know what these follow because I'm not going to spoil myself on the second book, so I haven't read them. But if I remember correctly, this one ends like the third trilogy arc, and then this one starts up a second trilogy within the Seven Waters world. Isn't this book so pretty? I love it so much. And then I have Witches Abroad by Terry Pratchett. This is by, of course, the dear late Sir Terry Pratchett. I have never read a Terry Pratchett book, but I got this at the dollar store for like $3. So, you know, I was like, yes! And I'm actually really interested in this one because it sounds super fun. It says, once upon a time there was a fairy godmother named Desirata, who had a good heart, a wise head, and poor planning skills, which unfortunately left the Princess Mirabella in the care of her other, not quite so good and wise godmother when death came for Desiderata. Whatever. I can't pronounce these names. Anyway, so they go on this adventure to this city called Gawana, and to ensure that the servant girl doesn't marry the prince. And yeah, this just sounds really fun, and I think it's going to be cool. I know Terry Pratchett is more of a but more of a comic writer. So yeah, it says engaging surreal satire, nothing short of magical. I'm all about the satire. Yeah. So I'm really excited for this because I want to read like more of a satirical fantasy, and so I think this will be really good and to pick up when I'm in the mood for that. So, you know, this is my fantasy book haul. Let's kind of just show you all what I've got in the last couple months. Not a whole lot of fantasy, but you know, it's a pretty good amount. I think that's a pretty good amount. They're actually really good sized books. Almost all of them are 400 to 800 pages, maybe even 900. So I'm excited, and yeah, like, look at them. I like it. My stack looks kind of sexy. I kind of dig it. So these are the books that I have acquired, and this is my fantasy book haul. I hope you stick around for my other genres. That way, you know, you can pick out which genres you want to watch if you're only interested in a certain genre. I know a lot of people love fantasy, like myself, and so I hope that some of these books you love. If you do love them, please let me know down below in the comments. And, you know, let's just have a discussion. If you want to read any of these, if you have any recommendations, any ones that you think I should get to quickly, let me know. And I hope to see you down below in the comments. Bye!